Well, Mount Air's Ryce Reynolds is a Drake Relays champion in the 400. Ryce, just first off, how does that sound, man?
It's still, I can't even wrap my head around it right now. It's a feeling that'll take a while to kind of fully, sink in and soak in. But it's just amazing. Looking up at the board after the race, it was just an overflow of emotions. I was just so grateful, so happy, so thankful. So it's a great feeling.
You were on the other end of that last year with the 400 hurdles. I think it was like 1/100th of a second. Compare and contrast the feelings from a year ago, yesterday, to where we are now.
Last year, it'd be easy to be disappointed in the way that race ended last year. But as I told you guys, I could not have been more happy with the way that I ran. And I had a huge PR in that race. So there's nothing to be down about last year. But comparing to this year with me on the other side of the outcome, it's just a great feeling, and I'm so glad that I've developed how I have since last year and been able to make the last 100 meters of my race stronger. And like I said, I just couldn't be more grateful.
Talk about your race. I know you started fast, and then you had to finish fast as well. Was that the plan all along?
No, that's not really been the plan, but that's kind of the way that things have panned out this year. Just out of nowhere, like in Kansas when I was at the Kansas Relays, same thing. I went out hard and they kind of ate me up in the beginning, so I had to make it up there at the end, which is hard to do after you've already ran 350 meters. You just got to give it what you have left, and I'm glad that this year, like I said, I've developed in that last part of the race.
Cross the finish line, and maybe you didn't know how things had shaken out, but what's your first thought?
I tried to get the lean because learning from last year, that was another thing that I didn't mention, but the lean was never something I did until the hurdles last year at Drake Relays. So, I had the lean. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. And I looked up the board and saw my name up there. So, like I said earlier, it was just an overflow of emotions, and it was great. And I can't even describe it right now. So.
It's not every day that Mount Air gets to say they have a Drake Relays champion. What does that side of it mean?
Coming from a small town and a 1A school and just a tight-knit community, I'm so thankful that I've got the platform that I do running this race and being at meets as big as this, representing my school, representing my community. It's just the best thing ever, and it's such a supportive, loving community. And I know they were all watching back at home, so I'm just so proud and so grateful to say that I can represent them.
It's obvious that you've grown and improved over the last year, but nobody knows that better than you. Where do you feel those growths and improvement have came from?
I just think, being a year older, you develop a lot your freshman to your senior year, just in strength and speed and height and all of that stuff. I'm happy that I have the facilities and the opportunities back at home to take a part, be a part of and all that stuff. So our weightlifting program and our speed and agility programs during the winter and being active in other sports, it all just adds up together and is a benefit here when spring and track comes around. So.
No, you're not done this week, and I know you want to be back here in a couple weeks to make even more noise, to have success down the road. What do you have to do?
I just have to keep being myself, keep running the race that I do, keep putting my faith and believing in what I do now and focus on what's really important. It's easy to be engulfed by your success and by your times that you run and the place that you get. And if you can learn to get past that and just be happy and be grateful for what you can do, it's amazing after that, and it's enjoyable after that.
Was it salmon and rice last night? Was that the secret?
Yeah, it sure was, and I even made it myself. My parents were watching my little sister. She had a middle school POI meet last night, so I was able to, put the salmon on the grill and make it myself. So it was awesome, and it was yummy too. So
what you got to go with tonight as well, with the race tomorrow?
I'm thinking about it. Going out to eat somewhere tonight, I'm sure. So if I can find that on the menu, that's definitely going to be what's sitting in front of me on the plate. So.